You're watching a segment of The Splash, Greater West Bloomfield's news magazine show.
We're joined by author Suzanne Jacobs, and she has written the book, I Campaigned for Ice Cream. And so tell me, how long did this book take you to write?
It took me about 2 years to write and then another 6 months to have it published.
Okay, this is a true story.
This is a true story.
Okay, this is a true story about your son Josh. And so I want you, we have the book right here, I want you to go ahead and read a little excerpt for me, and then we'll talk about the story.
On a sizzling summer day, 9-year-old Josh Lipshaw was cheering for his brother Jeremy's t-ball team when he heard a rare sound, the jingle-jangle of an ice cream truck. Leaping off the bleachers, he grabbed his mom and raced to the truck to buy his favorite ice cream, a chocolate crunch bar. After gobbling it down, he asked his mom, "Why do ice cream trucks come to Jeremy's t-ball games, but not our neighborhood?" "The baseball field's in another town," his mom said. "Ice cream trucks aren't allowed in our town."
And so the story begins.
That's where it all started.
That's where it all started. So tell me, what happened after that?
I suggested to Josh. Josh wondered why ice cream trucks weren't allowed, and I said I didn't know and that we should call the township to find out. So a few days later, he called up the township and talked to the deputy supervisor, Marjorie Fitzman-Kirsch. She explained to him that it was due to a 1954 peddler's law that banned all food stuff and any goods, including ice cream, to be sold on city streets. And he didn't feel that was fair. And she said, "I agree." And she said, "You know, you can change the law." And she explained to him the steps he would need to take. And he said, "Mom, I want to do this." And I said, "Okay, I'll guide you along the way and support you. And let's go for it."
You're a teacher by trade.
I am a teacher.
Okay, so you kind of, how did you feel? Your son wanted to take on this big task, and you're a teacher, so you kind of have that, okay, this is what we do, these are the steps, but did you do that with him?
I didn't. I told him straight out that I am here to guide him, but it is all on his shoulders. So if there is something that needs to be done, he needs to come to me and say, "Okay, Mom, I want to write the letter. Can you help me write the letter? Mom, I need to organize a petition. Can you help me figure out what I need to do?"
And that's what he needed to do, right? It started with a petition?
It started with a letter to the township asking to be put on their agenda for a board meeting and gathering petition signatures from adults and kids in the neighborhood that agreed and supported ice cream trucks.
So then he went to his first meeting.
He went to his first meeting and he had a speech prepared, and he spoke and talked about why all his reasons as to why he felt ice cream trucks should be allowed in West Bloomfield.
Give me one of those reasons.
One of the reasons, the first one was, well, everyone likes ice cream.
Good enough, right? So there were 3 meetings he had to go to.
3 meetings.
So this was not just a one and done. He had to go to 3 different meetings, and it was an ongoing battle.
It was an ongoing battle, and he didn't realize, none of us realized at the beginning that it was going to be 3 meetings long. We thought, 1 meeting, he'll find out, and that wasn't what it was. So after the first meeting, they voted to draft an ordinance, an amendment to the ordinance. Still wasn't clear whether that meant that they were going to pass it, but they were willing to discuss it further. And they sent Josh a draft of the ordinance in the mail, and when he read it over, he read one part that said that ice cream trucks couldn't use their bells, chimes, or music. So again, he was in an uproar. This isn't fair. How are we going to know if the ice cream trucks are coming if
that's
you
all
can't?
Part of it, right?
Right, that's the fun of it.
That's the fun of it.
So I said, well, looks like you need to write another speech. So he did.
So second meeting.
Second meeting.
And by this time, support was really starting to build, wasn't it?
We had a lot of community support before the first meeting. Josh passed out flyers to family and friends and neighbors, so there were a lot of kids and adults and family members, friends of ours that all lived in West Bloomfield came to the meetings. There was some opposition of some other people that did hear about it. And
what was the biggest
out.
opposition?
Mostly safety. There was safety, litter concerns, people feeling that they could just as easily go to a neighborhood ice cream shop and we didn't really need the trucks in the area.
So he goes to the second meeting and says, we need music, we need ice cream trucks, and then what happens?
long list of discussion. The board argued and debated back and forth about whether the music should be played or not, and revisited a lot of the safety issues that were talked about at the first meeting, discussed the hours, and we just kind of listened, and different people came up to make comments from the audience.
So give me some examples of who showed up in the audience to talk for him.
Well, there were lots of friends and family that Josh only had one friend of ours who's was a lawyer, so he set her up to actually speak. But there were people that we didn't even know that got up to speak pro ice cream trucks. It really was only the first meeting that we had community people speaking against the ice cream trucks.
Okay. And then lo and behold,
a third meeting.
Yes. and we know those meetings can be long.
Right, and it was for the final vote. We had one naysayer at the second meeting, one of the board trustees members. And they did the final vote. Unbeknownst to us again, there was a troop of Boy Scouts that came to speak out to speak out for ice cream trucks. So they all spoke, and Josh's brother, unbeknownst to us, also popped out of his seat and decided to get up there at 6 years old and give his little speech. And the final vote happened, and ice cream trucks are now allowed in West Bloomfield.
So how does that make you feel as a mom?
Well, I was so extremely proud of Josh, but beyond that, I feel that he's now has a legacy in the city of West Bloomfield, so it's just really wonderful that because of Josh, kids of all ages will get that cherished memory of having ice cream when they're kids and seeing the ice cream trucks. It's something that I enjoyed as a kid, and it's just wonderful to know that Josh made that possible for all the kids of West Bloomfield.
So how old is he now?
He's 27.
And he lives out of state?
He lives in Colorado. He's a aerospace engineer.
Maybe he's designing ice cream trucks? What's he doing?
He's designing satellites, but maybe we can have some ice cream up for the people at the International Space Station.
Right?
Josh can figure out a way to get it there.
Exactly. And then your younger son, still in the area?
He is also an engineer, and he's working in Livonia.
Okay, so when you see those ice cream trucks, and Josh is out of town, but he'll be back in a few weeks, and what does he think about all this? I mean, you've written a book about the experience. What does he have to say?
He's thrilled. He's very proud of his mom. It's been a dream of mine to write a children's book, and so to see my dream come true, and for that to happen to me, and for my kids to see that, again, you work towards something and you really work hard, the lesson that Josh learned, you can make things happen.
So this book is available.
It is available currently on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, and Warren Publishing, which is the publisher, and it will be in select bookstores shortly. Okay,
and then you can also sign these books as well, correct?
I can. Okay. Actually, West Bloomfield Township has been wonderful, and they are hosting it's called a book launch release party, and it's on Wednesday, May 22nd at the West Bloomfield Town Hall. I keep saying the room where it happened for all of us Hamilton fans.
Right.
And they are being extremely generous, and I'm going to be signing and selling books at that.
And a special guest will be with you.
Yes, Josh is going to be there. He told me that he would fly in for the day no matter what, but I'm actually getting him for a week, which is tremendous. And I said I thought he should sign the books too. So if you come to the West Bloomfield Town Hall for the book party, you will be the only ones to have both our signatures in the book.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And it's such a great story, and especially summertime, hopefully arriving sometime soon,
yes,
right?
Please.
We know it's Michigan, but come on already.
I know. Where's our sunshine?
Exactly. So those ice cream trucks, when they are rolling around and you hear the music, then everybody knows who's responsible for those. And what a cool legacy to have.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure to meet you, and cannot wait to see you and Josh next week for a book signing. And again, we've been speaking to author Suzanne Jacobs Lipshaw about I Campaigned for Ice Cream.
Thanks for watching a segment of The Splash. To catch the entire show or other segments, watch us on Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T Channel 99. Or look us up online at thesplash.tv and listen to us on WBLD 89.3, the all-new Lakes FM.